Okay, part 6, lesson 6, which is sell them what they want first, then bring in what they need. This is probably one of the most common things that I see, and I have called this out so many times on my social media, and every single time I do, everyone is like, Taylor, are you in my head? I need you to help me ASAP because this is my biggest problem. So this one is probably one of the places that you may need to switch things up a little bit. So when I'm talking about this, I'm saying sell them what they want, and then inside your offer, we give them the tools, the tactics, and the mindset to get what they want, right? That's what they need. They need the tools, the tactics, the mindset, the whatever is in what your vehicle is what they need. But they do not care about that. You should know this by now. We're 6 lessons in. The whole thing we've been talking about is what they're motivated by, what they want, what the future vision is. That's what they care about. They don't necessarily care about how you're going to get them there. Now, I want to say that like loosely because it is important. It's not that we don't want to talk about it, because that could be the determining factor as to why someone comes to you versus why someone goes to someone else. So example, if your vehicle is tracking macros and someone else's vehicle is intuitive eating, right? You could both give them what they want, which is to be able to, wear a red bikini on the beach and feel sexy. You could both give them what they want, but it's who has the vehicle they want. So then it becomes about your vehicle being the thing that is going to get them over the line because they align with the way you want to do it. So that is why we need to talk about the need. Like, that's what they need. You need to be able to, it's like standing up in court and saying, this is my argument for, and when I say argument, I mean that loosely. We're not convincing. It's like when you're really good at debating, you can understand both sides, but you know why you back your side so much. And it's like, you're saying, I understand that's just say strategy and subconscious work. I understand why subconscious work works. However, I will die on the hill that strategy is what most people need. You could go the other way. I understand that strategy is super important. However, I believe that without the subconscious work, you'll never feel safe enough to hold the success that you build with that strategy, right? So the vehicle, the need is important. It is important to get people on board with your way. The need is the solution you have, but before people get to that point, they don't care too much about it. The first thing they care about is that you understand what they want, which, if we go back to the example about the guy who's at the pub with his friends, he wants more sex, plain and simple. The need is he needs to work on how to have conscious communication and be a better partner. And the other partner needs to learn how to be a better partner too. And it takes 2 people to do that, right? So we sell them the want. Hey, you want better sex? I've got something you need. Right? We bring in the need after we've got their attention with what they want, right? So this is why knowing what people want, understanding what they want is so important before we then bring in our way of getting someone there. They don't care too much about the activation points along the way. They more so just want the big outcome. Now, as I said, we do need to know those activation points along the way, because we can't just say, I'll get you to A to Z and then not give them how we're going to get them there, right? People they want to know what's A, what's B, what's C, what do we do first? What do we do second? What do we do third? But higher paying clients, higher level clients don't necessarily care too much about that. That they will want to know, but it's not their main priority. As long as you can get them somewhere they want to, it aligns with their values, it's a way that they want to do it, and they can see that you know what you're talking about, they'll sign up, okay? So the need is relevant to why you over someone else, because I need to know first, because I need to first know that you can solve my problem or get me to my goal, then I will align with your methods. So first, I need to know that you even know my problem, which is understanding my want, understanding my desire, understanding what's going in my head, what's my motivation, what's my outcome that I want. Then I want to align with your method. Okay, method is the vehicle and the need. So we have a selling framework here of how you can do this, right? When you're going to sell something, when you're creating content, doesn't matter. We can speak to who they are first. This is going to speak to characteristics, things they value, whether they value freedom, family time, being healthy, vitality, more white space in their calendar. What do they value, right? And we will call them out. If you're someone who values XYZ, I know you desire a life of freedom, like those types of things. We speak to who they are before we even go into any of the pitch. Then we speak to where they're currently at. And if you're currently feeling like there's more out there for you, but you're struggling to XYZ, even though you're right on the fucking verge. So we can still use, if you're struggling to, remember how I said don't use it. You can use it if you blend it into a desire. I'm not sitting there saying you're a piece of shit, you're struggling. I'm like, hey, if you're struggling to do this, but there's more for you, that it'll just be one small shift, but you're not sure what that shift is, right? I'm speaking to where they currently are. Then I speak to where they desire to get to. And that it gets to be easier for you. That it gets to come effortlessly. Maybe I'm talking about, content or something here. It gets to be easier for you. It gets to be more flowy. It gets to be something that you can be out on a walk and it will just come through naturally for you. Blah, 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 blah. So I'm speaking to where they desire to get to. I'm painting that future vision. Then I introduce the gap they're missing. What you actually don't understand is, although you're taking all the action and you're creating content every single day, there's a part of your content that is, you're in an echo chamber of blending in and sounding exactly like everyone else, which is why you're putting so much effort into your content, but it's not converting or landing with the right clients to come into your DMs overnight, because no one can tell what's different about you. See, I've just introduced the gap. Then I introduce my way or vehicle of getting them there. When you actually understand how to lace your content with your brand's DNA, which is your unique brilliance, gifts, and skills molded into one, we get your unique story to come through your content with authentic leadership content. This makes you the no-brainer choice. Then we insert our offer. This is exactly what I'm teaching you inside my new offer, Brand DNA. Just an example. That's not an offer, but just an example, right? This is exactly what I'm teaching inside this. If you're ready to XYZ and leave behind being in the echo chamber and blending in with everyone, and you're ready to create your own industry and become in demand, irreplaceable, and become the one that people can land on your page and just know they want to hire you overnight, this offer's for you, right? So that's the framework. Speak to who they are, characteristics and values, speak to where they currently are, speak to where they desire to get to, introduce the gap they're missing, introduce your way, your vehicle, which is the need of getting them there, and then introduce your offer. And that is it.